Protectors of the Grid, Chapter 6. The plane's engines roared as the pilot climbed steeply to exit the San Diego Basin. They circled around the city, then headed out over the ocean. Ben had given Tara the window seat and gratefully sank into the aisle seat so he could stretch out those long legs. Ben had moved to the middle seat beside Tara and was stretching to peer out the window. 38 miles long and 10 miles wide, Tara replied. She reached into the pocket of the seat in front of her and, retrieving a brochure, read aloud. Molokai was formed by two volcanoes, Mauna Loa on the west end and Kamaku to the east. Mauna Loa town is drier, flatter, and more arid than the rugged, verdant valleys of the east end. Eastern Molokai features largely inaccessible mountains and sea cliffs. Mount Kamako is Molokai's highest point, 4,970 feet, and the sea cliffs of the North Shore Pali are the tallest in the world, 3,600 to 3,900 feet. Kalaupapa Peninsula juts out from north-central Molokai, home to the isolated Kalaupapa National Park. Ben snorted, still focused on the jungle-like terrain below them. He spotted a tiny settlement on the western edge of a peninsula extending off the northern coast, but could see no roads leading into or through the peaks and crevices of the park. "What's that, and how the heck do they get there?" Tara looked. "That's the Kalaupapa Peninsula, and the little settlement is Kalaupapa." She paused. "The leper colony." Ben looked at her, shocked. Tara shrugged her shoulders and read on. "Molokai is the middle island and the smallest. Father Damien was a Belgian missionary who left the outside world to care for those suffering from what is now called Hansen's disease." She turned a page and scanned the brochure. He founded Kalaupapa in 1873. 16 years later died of the disease himself. But before he died, he asked Mother Marianne Cope, who had been the head of her religious order, an accomplished hospital administrator at the St. Joseph's Hospital in New York, who oversaw several hospitals and care homes in Hawaii, to take over his work. She and her Franciscan sisters volunteered to live out their lives in the exiled community, operating the boys' home he established and the Bishop Home for girls. The beloved mother died in 1918 of natural causes. Tara looked at Ben and grinned. "You'll love the 3-hour mule ride to get there. It goes along the cliffs." "You mean the almost 4,000 feet ones?" Tara shook her head. "You only descend 1,700 feet on the mule trail, and there's a fence between the trail and the drop-off. You're ridden before, right, Ben?" She widened her eyes innocently. He squinted at the smirk on her face. "As you well know, I prefer riding the beaches to mountains, and that was a long time ago. And you were just a boy then, Ben, so relax. It won't affect you the same way now." But she chuckled under her breath. The twin-engine prop plane touched down gently on the asphalt and turned toward the tiny terminal. Ben and Tara stepped down the movable stairs locked to the aircraft door and onto the tarmac, walked right inside the clean, modern-looking building and a few feet over to baggage claim, where their bags were already being lifted from the cart that brought them from the plane. Tara felt the shift in energy and looked at Ben. He had straightened and was looking around, too. But already there was a difference. The next phase of their journey had begun.